Did you play the new Dragon Age and remove it to make space for Baldur's Gate 3 2 weeks later like I did? Are you sitting there going, I wish there was some kind of hope for me as a Mass Effect fan? Well, today's a good day, because all the OG Bioware devs are making this game called Exodus, and the trailer came out a couple of weeks ago, and I think it looks incredible. Give this video a like if you enjoy this content, and hit that subscribe button for more videos. Let's go. I had the biggest smile on my face watching that gameplay trailer for Exodus. Pure Mass Effect energy, and in a video a while back, I said they would say it's Mass Effect without legally saying the words Mass Effect. I swear they've hired voice actors from Mass Effect for the characters in this. There's a dude that sounds exactly like Jacob.
We're burning time. I see a lot of potential in this new partnership.
There's a voice on a comm chat who has a Garrus tone of voice.
Target acquired.
And the talking frog sounds like the Solarians.
Thanks again for your help.
Whether that's the actors or just people that sound very similar, they're definitely trying to make it as subtle as possible that they all made Mass Effect for some reason, I don't know. This game feels old school in a great way. It feels like it was developed in 2010 with today's technology. That's what we're missing, I feel. Give me a solid linear level designed game, like the good old days. Not too big, doesn't have to have a massive open world. Mass Effect 2 is solid because it doesn't drag. It's tight, not a long game, but I was hooked all the way through it. Liara's DLC with the Shadow Broker is at most like 90 minutes worth of gameplay, but it's probably one of my favourite levels in any game ever made. I love the look of the gameplay though. The playable character June is part Celestial according to the website, so he can use the Celestial tech. That shot where June is creating some kind of walkway with the red energy glow light thing was the moment where I was really loving the trailer. There's a bit where he freezes a robot kinda, then shoots it, and the ice or whatever shatters across the screen. Very cool. Also, the Space Bear boss fight, that looked awesome. Bit of Dragon's Dogma there at the end of that clip, grabbing onto its back and stabbing it. Didn't expect that. The bit where June is backhanding the bear and the head of the bear is snapping side to side upon impact, that looked great. The big one is the dialogue. There's actually a bit of confrontation going on, unlike some games. This is a proper writer for the game. The writer of Mass Effect 1 and 2, Drew Karpyshyn, and it shows even in those brief seconds.
Preparing to transfer now. This is your last chance to bail, June.
Do it.
Comparing it to the Veilguard is so refreshing. Bioware should pay Drew Karpyshyn to go in and hold a writing seminar for the current Bioware writers. That moment where the two characters pull a gun on each other in sync, it's got the cool factor. June from that little trailer seems like a strong, cool leading man. I didn't get that from Dragon Age the Veilguard. Exodus has that Hollywood action movie swagger to it if the trailer's anything to go by. This game has so much potential because of the world building going on. There's a book out by Peter F. Hamilton, but unfortunately I went through the Scottish primary school system and I can't read very well. I've heard it's good though. It's by an author called Peter F. Hamilton, and he's like a top tier sci-fi writer. If you sign up to their website, become a founder like me, you get emailed a lore dump every once in a while about the universe. There's more world building in one of those emails than Veilguard does in the 30 hours or so I played before I froze myself in the fridge to time jump to when the hype died down and I didn't have to play it anymore. Oh yeah, I'm back, nice. Imagine if this game is actually just as good, if not better, than Mass Effect. I mean, there's potential, right? Mass Effect came out when the video game industry was still making jumps every year in technology. Like, they couldn't make Red Dead Redemption 2 15 years ago. Mass Effect is still incredible, but those developers back then made Mass Effect and Dragon Age Origins. And now it's like, what if those developers made Mass Effect today? Not really the graphics, but the storage capabilities, how much dialogue options one character can have. I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 has already shown us that idea, times 10, but we need a sci-fi one now. I'd love the idea to see the original veteran game developers of Bioware come back and tear the gaming scene up. I said this a while ago, I am craving a new epic space game. Starfield didn't quite reach the heights it could have. We've had The Outer Worlds, which is great, and No Man's Sky as well, but I'd still rank the Mass Effect trilogy above those games, for me personally. Mass Effect 2 is my favourite out of the three, and that is my favourite space game, right? I was completely hooked all the way through all three games. The characters, the jump in the combat from the first to the second Mass Effect is awesome when you play them back to back. There was about 3 years in between the first two games, and the jump in technology was huge. Now let's give them over a decade and see what they can do now. Exodus Become the Traveler is that game. I think it's going to be awesome. Have you seen the Secret Level episode of Exodus on Amazon? I watched that and that was great, just a little 10-minute short film set in the universe of Exodus, and it's dealing with time dilation. That's the big thing that separates it from Mass Effect. When you travel at light speed across the galaxy, days for you are decades for everyone you leave behind. That idea to me is going to be really interesting into how it impacts the choices in the game. Like, can you travel around the galaxy freely on side quests? And that plays into what characters are alive in the end. Will they have to pull that back to make it somewhat manageable? I'm intrigued by what is to come in the future for this game. But I don't need this to be a technical marvel on the level of Baldur's Gate 3 with 50 million different endings. I just want a solid sci-fi game with good characters and some awesome gameplay, and Exodus made a 2-minute trailer and I was getting good vibes only. That all those things are waiting for me in this game. I think the graphics look solid, the voice acting sounds on point, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens with Exodus. If you want to get more on it, I'll keep you updated as best as I can, so a subscription would be very nice, you see. But I'd recommend subscribing to Exodus's YouTube channel, as they every so often upload Q&As with the game's lead developers. James Olin is one of the two, and he was one of the top guys behind Dragon Age Origins, right? I'd recommend becoming a founder as well, because yeah, you get emailed lore dumps from the game and updated on trailers and things dropping. I love seeing this game develop, watching it build up slowly to its eventual release. I feel like I'm part of this journey and that I am rooting for this game to succeed now. I hope it sticks the landing and I cannot wait to see more. Like and subscribe for more Exodus content in the future, and I'll see you next time.